Yep. Live stream started. The network is so bad it just keeps dropping it and picking it up and dropping it. Yeah, I've gone 4G. Should be. Live stream is going on.
Wow, they were. Shoot up. Thank you. Hey, lad. Actually sing. Yeah. I do actually sing. With volume, I think. Yeah, and how different it is. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I was just like, oh, I have to go out and push it aside as you shoot. I'm assuming I'll get it.
So it sounds like he's got his own wide what is it? It's that one. Then we've got a stage here.
One of them is. To see which one is first. What do you think? Turn around this way.
Oh, Can people hear that much now?
And the rest. And first one. Third one.
Actually, I'm going to stand up.
You're going to stand up?
It's easy, so I'm going to
sure.
chuck this.
No problem.
Christina, can I pop this down behind you? I'm going to, my wallet's there, but don't bother with credit cards, will probably bounce. That'd be great, thank you. And someone never see.
If it's not there when you've got to come back, it's my time.
I know where you are and where to find you.
We're not.
Yeah, I'll move. You stay there.
We're just waiting for just in case. Thinking Fiji. Tidak sakit kepala. Jetzt habe ich leider.
Malo. Malo le seifua. Walangi. Mama. Le nei tayao. People standing at the back, come inside please. There's lots of seats. No need to be standing at the back. And the cheap seats or sitting. Tēnā tātou. Tēnā tātou kia tātou kataima. So, our first speaker today will be Whakatu. He will start us off with the karakia. And then we'll have a Mihi and a waiata after. And then I'll have another Mihi and a waiata. And then we'll go from there in our program. Oe no kia koutou kia tātou, tēnā koutou. Tēnā koe e wiri.
Kia ora. Kia ora. Bit worried, I thought we were Australians here or something. Anyway, tātou, let us bow our heads. I honere korore ki te atua, I mangano ki te whenua he whakaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Hanga ki te atu ngā kauhau, I roto I tina a mātou, tungi te waire tapu he awhine tūtu he mātou, ake, amene. Tēnā koe he te mea. E kui mā, e kore mā, rangatira mā, ngā iwi ngā hau e whā, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ngā mihi nui ki a koutou. Nau mai e te whenua rangatani o Manua tū, ngā mihi nui ki a koutou. Nei rā mātou te rōpū kua raua ki nei rā te koro ai o te rangi Māori ki te kawa nei ki runga te kaupapa o te rā. Brief translation, first of all, to you, Mr. Mayor, it's good to see you. I hear someone said you weren't coming, then you were, then you weren't, and then I finally heard you were coming. I thought it was great. And obviously to all you people, a big welcome. And obviously I always ask for God's blessing to be over our day. And for his korowai, te rangi Māori, the love goes beyond all understanding to be with us today. So we've got a beautiful kaupapa, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Ake
That's the treaty in action. To see non-Māori singing Māori songs and just as good as us. Aroha mai, big welcome to our Deputy Mayor too. O reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Tēnā koe eko. Ka tua ki au ki tutoku na kukona ko whare ki hea, ki tō tātou kaihana kui hoa ngā mana. Kui rā, ki tima tanga me te whakotinga o rā mea, ka tōna ka whai kōre ki ai na Whakatu. Hoi noa te atua, te tima tanga te whakaro nui. Tēnei te whakamoimu ti tima nga tiki apu mo tēnei wāma tēnei haora. I eke whanuku ki ke tangoroa, i ringi mā te inoi, mā te karihia, mā te whakamoimu ti. Hoi noa, ka te me tuarua, ka tuku mihi ki a koe, te kora matua, te nā koe, te kua, taino mai, ki te wiri. Ano nei, ki te rangatira, Dave, o whai, o Mestra, Mestra, tēnā koe, ka ngā mihi aki ki a koe, ko koe rā, te rangatira o tēnei roku, o tēnei whare Mestra. Nō reira, mihi nui ki a koe. Hoi no kia koutou, kui mā, Joan koutou mā ko nei, hoi no kera, anō rā kia koutou. Tēnā ki te mihi aki kia koutou. Ko te mea nui, ko tai mai tātou, ki te tautoko te kaupapa te rā nei, ko te kaupapa te rā, tēnei tōru te koutou o Mass Trust, 30th anniversary, tēnei hoki te rā whakahira tēnei kia Mass Trust. Nō reira kia koutou kia tātou, ka nui te mihi kia koutou, koutou katoa, ki ngā whare katoa o Mass Trust, ki taino mai tūpoko tika, tai atu ki here taunga. Nō reira, taino mai kia whapoia, kia taitoko, ki te reira, koutou katoa. Nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa. Nei te pupuri, arama. I ngā te lima harae. E tu.
Roto nei ka mawherangi au e. Mai ki au. Wakai ango ai e. Moa kuma te tautini, e aroha nei au e.
Ka wai tātou. Ea hei noko. Sorry, fathers, I didn't mean you, I just mean our team. We all know the song, so we all should sing it. We're all learning it still. Nō reira kia koutou. Ngā mihi aki kia koutou, nō reira tēnā koutou. Now, it's time to pass it over to... Where's my notes? Yes, to the bed. Kia koe. Kora matua. Tēnā koe. I'll turn back off to you.
Are we on? Kia ora, oh yes we are. Kia ora tātou no mai haere mai, and look, thank you for the opportunity. Acknowledge Weremu. Yes, I was coming, and then I wasn't coming, and then there were some very persuasive powers. Yeah. Trieste and the chair, Heather, you do not mess with them. But no, look, it's a pleasure to be here, and I just have to say, what fantastic artwork we have around the building, and just like to acknowledge the artists and especially the huia, which I noticed as I came in the building at the top, and I believe there's going to be more work in the building as time goes on. But look, on behalf of the city, I just want to acknowledge Heather, Ellen, Joan, Nan Kincross, for the work that you've done over 30 years, and to the CE Dave and the wider team here at Mass Trust. I live on a road that has a Mass Trust house, and I know when Carol came to see us, 20 odd years ago, some people were a bit apprehensive about that, but actually they've been fantastic neighbours, and the work that you do for people that are vulnerable in our community, whether it's through disabilities, intellectual, or just generally vulnerable, you do great work. And I think that's why our city is like it is. People look after each other more than perhaps some other bigger cities and even some smaller rural places. But I know you work across different TAs or territorial authorities, so I know you're doing work in the Horowhenua and Wellington and Hawke's Bay and other places. So on behalf of the city, I would just like to say fantastic that you're all in one place, because it was difficult getting you all in the one building. This is a very apt building for you. I think it was perfectly set up for you, and you're making it your own as well. Just want to acknowledge some of our councillors that are here, the new Deputy Mayor and a couple of the other councillors. I won't name everybody in case I miss somebody, but thank you. I think the council understands the importance of the MASH Trust as well. So thank you, Heather, for encouraging me to come along. My life wasn't worth living if I wasn't here. So we're proud to have the MASH Trust in our city, and congratulations on 30 years. The legacy that these great ladies have done is tremendous. Kia ora tātou. Nā reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou koutou. Dave.
Tēnā tātou. It's the time now to bless the park. The MASH park that has been created by MASH. By World. Yeah. So, Whakatu is going to bless it. Whakatu and the Mayor will bless it. And then we'll unveil it first and then bless it. And proceeding that. We want to include ladies as well. Basically, you've got these birds, they stay together for life. If one dies, the other one goes on. So, and I hear the male does all the work for the female.
I'll read it. MASH Trust. The MASH Trust, 30 years of enabling people to achieve great lives and supporting people, whānau and communities. This plaque acknowledges the contribution of all that have supported the MASH whānau and the blessing of our commemorative artwork and mural, the 3rd of November 2020.
Kia ora tātou. Some people that I used to work with used to say I was the hardest man in the room to get a microphone in their hand, and then the hardest also to get it off. Those that work closely with me, management team and staff, I'm sure just can't imagine where that comes from. Like, I guess at this part of the event today, I guess I just want to take a few minutes to just talk specifically around the mural and the amazing artwork that we have on the front of the building there, the amazing mural that we have at the top of the staircase, and the corridor behind that, because there is, as there is with art, there is a whole story behind that. And I'm going to invite two very, very special women to come up and join me, if they will join us. Ariana, Hene, so that artwork is the product of the talents of these two women here. I'm not going to say too much more for now. I'm going to hand over to you guys, and I'd like you guys to tell the whānau here the story and the kōrero that was started with you, and which we now all benefit from.
Kia ora tātou. I'm recovering from the flu, so my voice isn't 100%, but luckily we got this thing. So I was given the honour and privilege to come up with an idea for a mural, and I'm a canvas artist. Murals is not my strength, and so I brought out this beautiful lady here to come and give me a hand, and she took it with both hands, and we've been collaborating ever since. And so it's also, I just want to really mention that this is a collaborative work. It wasn't the work of one, but it was the work of many. We had lots of hui with Rangitane, my tribe Rangitane, my whānau, Urimu, and Uncle Urimu and Auntie Trias. And we also met with the board, and we met with Whaioro Trust as well, who represent Te Rūmana. Yeah, so it's definitely a collective work. It wasn't just my own. So when you thank me, you're thanking the many. So I'm Ariana Te Aweori, canvas artist. So I'm going to hand it over to Hene.
I'm not very good at this public speaking thing. I'm more of a paint the wall and disappear kind of person. But I have really appreciated how welcoming and warm everyone is, and really supportive of our work. It's been an incredible journey, and I've loved every second of it. Yeah. Ariana says she's a canvas artist, but I don't believe her at all. She's fine painting the wall. I think she's got a lot of talent, as does everyone here. Yeah, that's kind of where our story began with our murals, is that community feeling, that help and that support that you provide our community, and that the community brings to you as well. Yeah.
I think, Dave, do you want like detailed? So just to make sure that I don't miss anything out, a lot of thought was put into the words of the annual report, which has the kōrero behind the mural. So I'm just going to read from the book, and just say. So, the manu, the bird, just out the front there. Aroha mai that there's no picture behind us so that you can actually know what we're talking about, but out the front is a bird, and this is what it represents. Representative of freedom, peace, being uplifted, transition, communication, and the heavens. With the head positioned at the highest point, it brings a sense of direction and encourages viewers to look upward. This manu was inspired by Aotearoa's very own huia bird, which was one of our most sacred of birds, grounding and connecting us to this whenua land of Manawatu.
So the kamo manu, or the eye of the bird, is based on the MASH Trust koru and has been used for the huia's eyes, which incorporates the logo into our design, and it heads hitting all that is encompassed below into the body of our huia.
Parihu, the wings. The inner wings are bent inward towards the entrance to welcome visitors. The lines represent the many pathways people from all walks of life may take in their journey towards recovery and better health. Notice how they form a heart, which accentuates the work we do and reinforce the supportive and protective role that MASH has to those we support.
Katrapa Manoa, which is our heartbeat, was gifted by Ranitane to MASH Trust and is a distinguishing feature of our manu at the front. It is a tohu that resides within Te Rangi Māori Marae, and it depicts our heartbeat, and it is intertwined with the feathers on either side and right up to the corner or the inner part of our point on our building, and it acts like a life support or a life force that keeps us afloat and keeps us moving, and it's this support beneath our wings when we need that extra oomph. And it's a symbolic representation of the relationship between MASH and Ranitane, as well as MASH Trust, which helps to positively impact our communities.
Ngāhuru. Speaking of the feathers on either side of the building outside, the feathers spread out on either side act like a covering acknowledging this building and our service as a safe place and space to come. A place where a person's confidence, safety, and well-being is held in the highest regard. The style of the feathers are realistic. This change in style allows for the inclusion of all cultures.
Okay, and coming into the eaves of our building, just underneath our wings, is our diamond shapes, or our waharua. It is a tukutuku symbol representing commitment and courage, and it doubles as the people that we support as they come in. And it's an acknowledgement of the courage it takes to seek out support and to choose to commit themselves to change and to growth, and developing their life journey. And the placement of these diamonds are placed under the covering or the protection of our huia underneath the wings, much like a chicken does with her little babies. She brings them in, she covers them, she keeps them warm, and she protects them in that manner. I remember to make sure that you can hear me.
Now referencing the mural that's upstairs. The huia were monogamous pairs, so it seemed really fitting that our second mural would feature the partnering huia here in this art piece, a tribute to all the other businesses and organisations who partner with MASH and contribute to the lives of those that we support. The various plants featured in this piece are native healing plants used for rongoa, traditional Māori medicine, reflecting the healing environment and practices we collectively create when equipping our people with the right knowledge and tools of empowerment. That's us.
Well, that was incredible, and on behalf of I've said this in other forums, but I think saying it in front of the whole whānau here, I just wanted to express our gratitude for what you've done. It's an amazing piece of art. In my career, I've had the privilege of working with artists from all over the world, and you guys have matched any one of them on any day with particular trees. So I just want to invite you up to present some flowers. Very nice. One of the things, one of the many things that I love about the artwork is that is through the process of collaboration and drawing together the story that Ariana and I talked through. It's really galvanised the relationships we have with both Rangitane and Whaioro and Raikawa. And I just wanted to take a moment on that. In the artwork we have, our relationship with Rangitane is represented with the gift of the use of the tōpē, which adorns the front of Ranginoti Marae, and now adorns the front of this building here. Turning our thoughts to Whaioro and Raikawa, I just, and Kelly, I might ask you to come up and join me. I know, I'm sorry. Well, not really sorry. We have two pieces of art over here, and again done by the same artist, picturing the pair of Huia. Some might notice that there's two colours, there's two shades to the canvas. There's one artwork has the mesh blue, and the other artwork has the Whaioro red. In one of the artworks, the Huia is present on the branch, and in the other artwork, the Huia has taken flight. And I think the story again that our artists have come up with is that really reflects the Mash and Whaioro relationship, with Mash on the branch and Whaioro taking flight. So I wanted to present these to you, Kelly, on behalf of the board and on behalf of the whole Mash team. Present these to your new officers, so that wherever you go, wherever Whaioro go, there's always a little bit of Mash there with you. So
Nā mihi nui kia koutou katoa, kia koe Dave, nau I whakarite tēnei whakaro, me nā kai I'm trying to say writer, but I want to say artist, I can't think of the word. So, but nā mihi nui kia kōrua, nau I hana I nei taona. Thank you so much. It's really important to us as the child of Mash Trust and Te Rūnanga Ōraukawa to have something that symbolises our relationship, because we have been gone for a few years now, but we continue to hold our connections informally, and this allows us to have something represented on the walls. So I'll just change my hat and say, as the chairperson of Te Rūnanga Ōraukawa, the other parent, it's wonderful, and congratulations to Mash on your 30 years of serving many communities. Yeah. Tēnā koutou.
Tēnā rā koutou ki a koe e Mash mai Whaioro Trust. O tēnei tohunga nui. Tēnā koe.
Right, at this stage I'd just like to call on one of our founding trustees and current board chairperson, Heather Allen.
Thank you. I thought you could have skipped the founding trustee bit, but never mind. Tēnā koutou katoa. It's a real pleasure to stand here before you and to celebrate the 30 years of MASH. And it's an enormous pleasure to have my friend and colleague, the Mayor of Palmerston North here. I felt I needed to say that after the other night. And to be frank, I actually did persuade him to come. So I really do appreciate that, Grant, because this is a particularly important day for the entire city, and you, as the leader of the city, needed to be here. So thank you once more. Now, my task is actually to talk about the birthday. And often when people talk about birthdays, they tend to forget two very important people that actually are involved, and they are the parents. And today I would actually like to acknowledge those parents. And those parents are in fact Joan Chettleborough and Nan Kinross. And the reason that I am acknowledging them is that in 1998, the then Manawatu-Wanganui Area Health Board was in a position where it had a visit from the chap who ran the railway hostel, and he was telling us around the table that the railway hostel was about to close, and there were a number of people within that hostel that actually had a psychiatric condition, and it was a health problem, and we had to sort it all out. Nan was sitting around the table, and Joan was in fact the general manager of mental health services. These two women together actually made it happen in the beginning for us. Nan did the policies and started up the board. Joan produced the money and also produced all of the people. And I would like to say that because in her role, Joan in fact had the very difficult task of in fact closing down Lake Alice Hospital, and a number of people from that hospital actually came into MASH care. Also, she had the other role of looking at what was happening in respect of Kimberley as well, two major institutions that were sitting right there on our boundary. I can always remember the very first meeting that I had with Joan and with Nan. Nan was sitting there talking about forming this organisation and bringing a lot of community people alongside her, which was particularly important, and making the people within the community take some responsibility. These people had a lot of drive, a lot of enthusiasm, And they were able to, in fact, create the very founding seeds of MASH, whereas Joan actually had the money. That was a very important factor for us, and she came forward with $200,000 for us to, in fact, set up our very first house. And that house, as Nan would remember, was in Savage Crescent, around that area there, and we had 5 people and $200,000. Now, that was a long time ago, and look at us today. And look at what has happened in the meantime. It is absolutely unbelievable. During that time, MASH continued to grow. A partnership was in fact formed and Whaiora was created out of that partnership, along with the Runanga of Rakawa, a very strong group that actually worked together to in fact provide services for young Māori, to bring them and put them into employment. And as you just heard a few minutes ago, that now has no longer been a child, it's an adult on its own. It's a very strong organisation within our community. The other thing that happened when I looked back in the archives was in fact the building up of LUC. LUC is a very important organisation within our community, and we are very blessed to think that the City Council will in fact work alongside us with that. And they certainly do contribute into LUC. LUC is a drop-in centre within this community here, and it is certainly used by many, many people. I can remember, and some of you that may have been around when I was there, the community were not at all happy with LUC being put there. And in fact, they were canvassing council to ensure that this building did not in fact happen. Fortunately for us, and for the many people that have in fact used LUC, that in fact did not occur. And the shopkeepers that were wanting to in fact prevent this from occurring are now alongside and fully supportive of the LUC venue. When I talk about the fact of those early years, I am reminded very much of the fact that in my life, and still even today, I had somebody that was like a Jiminy Cricket. Somebody that sat on my shoulder and kept on telling me, when you actually work alongside MASH, ensure that quality in fact exists. Even today, Joan continues to tell me that. Quality is the most important thing that MASH has. And as we as an organisation, both the board and the staff, walk alongside the people that we serve, we are very mindful of the fact that we are a quality organisation. We care about the people that we provide the service to. We ensure that they have, as best as we can provide, an ordinary life and be a member of our community. So in thanking our founding people, which are in fact 2 previous chairs of MASH, one in fact which is the patron today, and another my Jiminy Cricket, I would like to say thank you very much to MASH and say happy birthday, because look around, things have changed dramatically. We no longer have a budget of $200,000. We've moved into the Millionaires Club. We're providing services from Hawke's Bay, Palmerston North, Horowhenua, the Hut, Cavity Coast and Wellington. We are a large organisation. We should be extremely proud of the services that we provide. I am extremely proud of the staff. The staff are absolutely amazing, and I am sure that no matter what happens to us in the future, the staff will be there and be supportive of us, because it's you that are providing that very special love and care and support to the people we serve. Now, just before I stand down, I would like to find Penny somewhere. Joan, on behalf of the MASH Trust Board and everybody here today, I would like to say thank you personally for all the work that you have done over the 30 years. You have never stopped for 1 minute. And Nan, you are our patron. You are the person that has driven it from the very beginning. I'm very proud to have you as one of my friends. You have done an amazing job, and you keep on reminding me that you'll always be there. So that's great. So Nan, thank you very much. I really do appreciate all you've done. And I think I now have to hand over to Dave.
Just about there. Morning tea's not too far away. So look, it's my job just to say a few closing words, which I'll do, and then I will invite Nat to come and cut the cake. I'll say a few words, and I'll call on our commander to do a karakia for the choir. I don't have too much more to add to Heather's words. I've actually encapsulated the journey that Mesh has been on for the last 30 years really well. I guess when I reflect on 30 years, and there's a few things that come to mind, and I think this morning's gathering is a good illustration that when I talk about the mesh whānau, I'm not talking about just people that are employed by mesh. I'm talking about all those that are part of the whānau, part of the family. So yes, there's the mesh team. There are many organisations that have supported us along the way. And of course, there's those for whom we are here to serve. There are those that have that we walk alongside, those that have the courage to allow us into their lives, and the families have the courage to trust us with what is most dear. So I think when I talk about the mesh whānau, I am talking about all three. So if you think around the last little while, when you think in terms of past, present, and future, one of the things that I'm always honoured by, and I feel a little bit special actually, to be honest, to be part of, is just the hard work of those that have gone before us. And we're lucky enough to have three of our founding trustees here in the room. There's many other people in the room who have given years and decades. And I think, speaking on behalf actually of the management team, on behalf of the MESH team today, it's an amazing privilege to be here doing the things that we do, and making the decisions that we make, and doing all the things that we get to enjoy. Because if it wasn't for the work of those that have gone before us, we of course wouldn't be here. So not only do I feel privileged to be part of that, but I think there's a real responsibility, and managers in the room, staff in the room know what I'm talking about when I use the term kaitiakitanga a lot. And what kaitiakitanga means to me is an awareness that you're part of something bigger than yourself, that you're part of something that's more than just today, and that part of what you do when you get up in the morning is make sure that in all of the things that you do, and all of the contributions that you make, you have a job, and you have a job to make sure that the future generations inherit a tonga as strong as I've been privileged to inherit from Kaitiaki before me. Heather sort of talked around what MESH is today, and so I won't repeat all that. But one thing that makes me really proud, and one thing that I feel immensely privileged to be part of, is when I get outside of this building and I go out to other places, and I go and meet with people, and I go to see what our teams do, and I go to see the hard work that those that we walk next to put in, and I see some of the really positive impacts that has on our community. When I first started at MASH, I think the first time that I talked to staff, I said, I really want to come to work each day and be inspired. And I think absolutely when I come to work each day and I see our frontline staff, I see Christina and the community team, I see our mental health team, I see all sorts of people doing all sorts of work. I see a whole bunch of people that come to work every day to support those people. And I put myself in that category. I come to work to support the supporters, and it's an incredible privilege to be part of that. And to the team in the room, you do inspire me every single day when I see what you do. I guess final word before I hand over is just thinking around the future. And I look at I just mentioned the good work that I see across the community, and not just from MASH, but from organisations like Whakatu, organisations like the DHB, organisations that we work alongside. And I'm pretty excited around what that means for the future. I guess we still have a job to do, and I think part of what I want to be part of is making sure that whatever we're doing, we're actively working to make our community a more positive place. And so for all those in the room, whether you're from MASH, whether you walk alongside us, or whether you're from other organisations, I guess a reminder that as we walk together, there's still some things that we need to get done, still some things, some people that we need to walk alongside. So I will finish off there, I think, and if I could just call on, yeah. You want to do karakia first before we cut the cake?
No, you go ahead and
Okay, so Nan, would you like to come forward and cut the cake?
You like us to bring the table to you. I understand it.
Oh.
It's all right, I'm not eating the whole thing.
Yes, I'm up on two legs. Well, good morning, everybody, and especially to Heather and to the board, but also to all those people who are part of MASH, the whole lot, 2,500. That's a lot of people. Now, what I only want to say a few words, most of it Heather has already covered. But I would especially like to say to Joan, who is an old friend of mine, and Joan, without the money, Joan, we would never have made it, never, despite all the bright ideas. The first thing I want to say is that mesh is different. It's still different, and it always was. We started something quite different internationally and nationally, and we took a lot of risks doing it, but we did it. And I would like to say that it was based on a very unusual concept, and that is that people who had mental illness could recover, that people who had problems thinking and behaving could do things. They could live in the community. They could be empowered. So we had the ideas of empowerment, and we had the ideas of recovery, that in fact you could get better from all this, which was amazing. And thirdly, that we had the idea that in fact those people who were in fact, as it were, holding the money strings and holding the power could be in partnership with those people that they organised services for. And so we had a very interesting relationship between people right across the board. That was, I suppose, one of the key issues. And lastly, we also believed that people could be responsive. Now that's an unusual way of approaching illness and problems, but we did it. And those early years were exciting, different, but we made it. And look at us now. This is an amazing organisation, as Heather pointed out. I think a lot of people don't understand that, and I think a lot of people probably do not give us all, both the people who provide things and the people who use things, that in fact this is the essence of MASH. So, although I'm going to cut the cake in a minute and I'm not quite sure which end I'm supposed to start on, I would like to congratulate everybody for the way in which MASH has developed, the fact that we have this building and we don't have a mouldy old office out in the wops. And in fact, it was all pretty primitive right at the beginning. Now, it really is quite gorgeous. So congratulations to everybody, right from the heart. And it's given me, of all the things I've done in my life, and they're considerable, this is the one that I think I've been most involved with and that I love most. So, congratulations, happy birthday, and I'll cut the cake in a minute.
Hallelujah.
It's much better when you actually take the handle.
Kia ora, Nan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that brings us to the end of the run sheet today. Thank you all so much for being here and being part of just a few minutes to reflect on what we've all heard has been a 30-year journey. And here's to another 30 on top of that. I'll now call on our kamata just to bless the food, and please do stay for a bite to eat.
Uia te atu whakapahutu ka ia gawa bata. Lapua te tika ka kite, ka tau te pehu. Koe te kina te pita o te pare, ka hua kina, ka piti mana ma te kita ora. Tūturu whakamau kia tīna, hauie, huie.
I just wish to conclude with this. In being mana whenua, why aren't TV1 here? No, this is serious. This is something good happening. Why isn't the Evening Standard here? Hello. You're here? There's some good things said about you. But you know, people are so quick to zone in on something negative, but not too quick to be here to see the good work that's going on in our community. And Mr. Mayor, I do have a minder just like you've got one there, and she's the one sitting here, Joan. So her and I, we sit on, and she was chairing a board, and she keeps me instead, and it was her good husband that signed for me to first stand for Horizon. So big mihi to these people. And just before I close off, I want to say, if you hear the word Te Rangi Māori being used, that's the name of our manaia Rangi Otu. And the iwis that whakapapa into that manaia, a kouwhata, Ngāti Raukawa, Ngāti Toa. And, well, so, you know, people all talk about us having differences. I'm not interested in differences. I'm interested in working together with our people. Let's give thanks for all the coming. This is going to be faith. I can't see it, but I'm sure. Oh, there it is. Kia ora. Whakapaingi nei kai, he ora mo mātou tīnana, whangai hoki o mātou waru ki tare o te oruka, ihi kraiti hoki, āmine. Kia ora koutou, and I'm now one mistake, even stand, you're quite good fellas. I'm in all two stands, sorry.
Good job. Thank you.